Alright, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'd like to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that has taught us this truth and sincerity. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom, shalom. This your brother, Kodash, coming back at you with another lesson. Alright, through the Holy Spirit. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and to the point. And in this lesson, I'm going to be getting into the topic of the thorn in the flesh, okay, which is found right here in the book of 2 Corinthians, right? 2 Corinthians 12, and I'm going to start at verse 6, okay? Because ultimately, the Apostle Paul was given that thorn in the flesh to keep him humble, man. All right, and that's what I'm gonna get into, man. Because us that's in this truth are the hopeful elect. Lord willing, our righteous I would be of that number. All right, the Lord has blessed us with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, and with us having the measurement of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that He's given us. All right, we all have our portion of hell that comes with it. Okay, you see, because the more that we understand, the more that the Lord reveals unto us. All right, He gives us that thorn in the flesh to keep us humble. Because if not, you can get puffed up, as the scriptures say. All right, knowledge, puffed up, and the scriptures also speaks about how the Lord resisted the proud. All right, so if you're proud, all right, eventually the Lord is gonna take that what you have. Okay, because you feel like it's all about you and it's not about us. All right, it's about pushing the names of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to the forefront. Okay, it's about our Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, you see, Scripture speaks about how we are unprofitable servants. We're doing that which we are supposed to do. Okay, so we have nothing to be proud of, man. All right, so I'm gonna get into it. Lord willing, to edify to the point. 2 Corinthians 12:6, not a long lesson. 2 Corinthians 12:6 in the KJV, it says, "For though I would desire the glory," I'm reading again. "For though I would desire to glory," it says, "shall not be a fool. For I will say the truth." And it says, "But now it says, but now I forbear, lest any man should think of me above that which he seeth me to be, or that he heareth of me." Okay, and it says in the NLT, it says, "If I wanted to boast, I would be no fool in doing so, because I would be telling the truth. But I won't do it, because I don't want anyone to give me credit beyond what they can see in my life and hear or hear in my message." And it says in verse 7 in the KJV, and it says, "Unless I should be exalted," okay, lifted up with their pride. All right, it says, "Unless I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of revelations." Okay, because the Lord revealed a lot of things unto the Apostle Paul, man. All right, really the whole mystery of the Gentiles, the Israelite foreigners, that's a huge part of prophecy, man. Okay, the Israelites that scattered amongst these other nations that was Hellenized, okay, during the Hellenistic period, okay, you see, where our people, okay, they was forced to take on the customs of the heathen, okay, and a lot of them forgot who they were. All right, and through the Lord raising up Apostle Paul, He used him to teach them and bring them back to who they really were. Okay, because they lost it. They didn't know that they were Israelites, man. All right, but they was taking on the ways of the heathens, but they was actually Israelites, man. All right, and that's a huge part of prophecy, man, in these last days, that the Israelite foreigners, okay, that look like these other nations, but their spirits go back to Israelites. They would come back to Yahweh Shem Shai. They would come back to know that they're Israelites, man. Okay, you see, because we were scattered due to the curses, Deuteronomy 28:68. Okay, so we got Israelites that's gonna come looking like all these nations, man. And Apostle Paul, he was pushing forth that ministry, all right, as going out teaching the Israelite foreigners, man. All right, you see, all right, and it says, unless I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of revelations, there was given to me a thorn in the flesh. It says, the messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. You see, and there you go. In the NLT, it says, even though I have received such wonderful revelations from Yahweh Shem Shai, so to keep me from becoming proud, I was given a thorn in my flesh, a messenger from Satan to torment me and to keep me from becoming proud. You see, there you go. And that comes by way of different afflictions, and we can read into it in the AI overview. It says a thorn in the flesh refers to a persistent, irritating problem, weakness, or source of annoyance that troubles someone. It says often used metaphorically for a personal struggle or trial, originating from the Apostle Paul in the Bible, 2 Corinthians 12, verse 7 through 9. And that's where I was just at. Who described his own thorn as a painful affliction sent by Yahweh Shem Shai to keep him humble. You see? Because like he said, he received all of those revelations. So with him receiving all of those revelations, the Lord balanced it out with giving him that affliction to keep him humble, man. Because you can get this truth, all right? You can get this truth, and as the scriptures say right here, in 2 Corinthians 8:1, it says, 2 Corinthians 8:1, moreover, brethren, Salakia. It's 1 Corinthians 8:1. It says, now, as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth. You see, knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth, man. You see, so you can have this knowledge, and you can think of yourself above, that which you are. 1 Corinthians 8:1 in NLT, it says now regarding your question about food that has been offered to idols, yes, we know that we all have knowledge about this issue, but while knowledge makes us feel important, it is love that strengthens the church. You see? And love, according to the scriptures, is the keeping of the commandments. Okay? And one of the main commandments in the scriptures, alright, is to love thy neighbor as thyself. Okay? So how you would want to be treated, that's how you treat your fellow brother. Okay? You don't steal from them. You don't commit adultery, by trying to shoot your shot at this woman. Okay? You see? And it goes further than that, man. Okay? You see, because you look at every brother as Yahweh Shai. Alright? But, going back to the point at hand, that knowledge puffeth up, man. Okay? You see, because we've received this truth. Alright? And we don't have nothing to glory in, man. This is 1 Corinthians 4:7. Alright? And it says, in the NLT, it says, for what gives you the right to make such a judgment? What do you have that Yahweh Shem Shai hasn't given you? And if everything you have is from Yahweh Shema Shai, why boast as though it were not a gift? You see? And this truth is a gift, man. Okay? You see? This truth is a gift. Alright? From Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Alright? And that's why the Lord, He gives us that thorn in the flesh to keep us humble, man. Alright, because the more and more we increase in the spirit, the Lord will balance us out with certain afflictions in hell, okay, to keep us humble, man, because he wants us to continue to grow. Alright, and us being in that humble state, the Lord can reveal more and more and more and more unto you, man. Okay, that's the reason why He encourages us to pray and fast, because once you fast, you putting yourself, you basically humbling your spirit. All right, you humbling yourself before, Yahweh Shema Shai, and therefore through that fasting, because when you read throughout the scriptures, just like Ezra, the Lord will tell him, through the angel, to fast for like 7 days or, however many days, and he would get more revelations, man. Okay, Daniel the same way. He would have a dream. He would fast. Okay, you see the Lord. When you humble yourself, man, the Lord he starts to deal with you and reveal more things unto you, man. All right, and as He reveal more things unto you, okay, He adds affliction to you to balance everything out, to where you would stay humble and you would always keep that even balance, man. All right, you see. And it also pushes you to go harder in this truth, man. Okay, you see, because we hoping that the Lord grants us mercy, man, at His second return, man. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to that on the thorn in the flesh, and it says key aspects of the meaning. It says biblical origin. Paul received a thorn in the flesh, describes as a messenger of Satan to buffet me. It says to prevent him from becoming conceited due to his profound revelations. You see? Yep. And it says it is not a one-time problem, but a continuous source of suffering. Okay? Pain or trouble that one can't easily remove. You see? And like you said, it's not a one-time problem. All right, these different afflictions and thorns in the flesh. The Lord, He has them set up within our walk. Okay, and they come and they go, man. All right, the more and more that you increase in this truth, the more and more the Lord is gonna make sure that you balanced out. Okay, because if not, pride is gonna creep in. But those thorns in the flesh is there to prevent that pride from setting in. Okay, because what you've received, the Lord has given it unto you, man. Okay, Scripture speaks about that. Let me see. Given above, right? From heaven. John 3:27. John answered and said, a man can receive nothing except it be given him from heaven. You see? So there you go. You can't receive nothing unless Yahweh Shema Shai allows you to have it. Alright? And it says humility and weakness. It says the purpose of the thorn is often to remind a person of their limitations. You see? Showing that the Most High's grace is sufficient for them when they are weak. You see? And that's when we are our strongest, man. At our weakest, man. And the Lord works through us. Alright? The Lord can't work through you when you proud, because you feeling like it's all about you. Okay? That's why the Lord, He humbles us to where, our light can shine, man. And through our light can shine, and through our light shining, He's shining through us, man. Okay? You see? Alright, and it says in modern usage, it says today it is a common idiom for any deep-seated frustration, burden, or someone who constantly bothers you. You see, and that's true, man. That can come by way of your children, your wife, shit. Just people in the world, that you may have known. You know, it says examples of what it could be: a chronic illness or physical pain. Because brothers do have bodily ailments, dealing with certain sicknesses. Back pain, nerve pain, and shit. And it says a personal failing or temptation, like an addiction. You see, and brothers deal with that too. You see, brothers deal with certain addictions and shit that they keep between themselves and the Lord, man. All right, brothers. Certain brothers don't tell you everything, man. It's just certain things that you just keep between yourself and the Lord, man. Okay, that's why we are to pray for one another, because you don't know what the next brother going through, man. Okay, and it says a difficult relationship or opponent. You see, like I said, going back to your wife. Okay, you see, and it says a deep-seated insecurity or emotional struggle. Okay, you see. So that thorn can come in many ways, man. All right, and the more and more we increase in this truth, the higher and higher that we increase, in knowledge and understanding, the stronger the demons are, the stronger that thorn is gonna be in your flesh, man. All right, to keep you humble, man. To let you know, man, that it's of the Lord that you've gotten where you got, man. Don't forget that, because Jacob feel like that they learned everything on their own. Like, no, man, the Lord set up teachers, and that's why we are to give double honors unto the elders and the apostles, because the Lord has set them up, man, to teach us and guide us. All right, Jeremiah 3 and verse 15, and it says, "And I will give you pastors according to mine heart." And pastors go back to teachers, man. The Lord has set up the elder apostles, a great millstone, and the men that was before them that taught them. Okay, and all the way down, man. It's a like a domino effect. One after the other, man. All right, you see. All right, they were set up, and then when they did what they did, and they went back to the spirit world, and some of them still living. We have our elders and apostles that we have today, man. All right. And the men up under them, 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 and they just keep going. All right. And it says, "And I will give you pastors, and in other words, teachers, according to mine heart, according to the mind of Yahweh Shai, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding." You see. All right. So everything that we know, the Lord has risen up the prophets that was before us, the elders and the apostles that was before us, all right, to come on the earth and feed us with this knowledge and understanding, man. All right, you see, and with that, it comes with a thorn in the flesh. So I'm gonna end it off right there, Lord willing. Aparatazah, Yabashim Shai. That this lesson was edifying, and to the point in close, I'm gonna give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Shai, Bashim Kakodash. All right, and double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone that taught us truth and sincerity. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Until next time, shalom.